another area that needs to be recognized from the Minnesota Vikings in their Week 2 victory over the San Francisco 49ers was their defense again. They allowed 6 points, which was really only 3 points because of the C.J. Ham fumble in Week 1. And they allow 17 points versus the San Francisco 49ers offense, which put up 32 on the New York Jets defense the week prior, which is considered to be one of the top defenses in the NFL, led by defensive head coach Robert Saleh. So the Minnesota Vikings defense did it again. And there are a few things to recognize in this ball game by the Minnesota Vikings defense. First thing to recognize, the Minnesota Vikings defense held up on a goal line situation, 4th and goal from the 1 yard line. The San Francisco 49ers, which were having success running the football, decides to come out in shotgun. You know, this is one of those situations where in my mind I'm like thinking, I just hope that they don't go into this jumbo package. They fake the run. They send out the lineman out to the right. I feel like those are one of the toughest things to guard in goal line situations defensively. Well, the 49ers come out in a shotgun. They throw the ball to the left. Andrew Van Ginkel makes another play on the ball. He made multiple in this game. Almost picked him off late in the game. Makes another play on the ball, tips the ball, throws off the timing because they showed the all-22 replay afterwards. And if he doesn't tip that ball is a strike to 49ers wide receiver, and it's a touchdown play. Well, he tips the ball and he allows Harrison Smith to get back on the play, and Harrison Smith cleans it up. And a few plays later, Sam Darnold has a 98-yard touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson. So it's crazy how one thing led to the next, to the next. The only reason why JJ and Sam Darnold has the second longest play. The second longest play in Minnesota Vikings history was because the Minnesota Vikings defense stopped the 49ers at the 1 yard line. So that was a great play, great sequence by the Minnesota Vikings defense. Another play later on in the game, which was another absolute vital play in the Minnesota Vikings victory. I was going to get the video and I forgot, but the interception Josh Metellus had against Brock Purdy in the 49ers' own territory. Very next play, Sam Darnold to Jalen Naylor for a touchdown. So the Minnesota Vikings touchdown drives in this ball game were because of what the Minnesota Vikings defense did. Sam Darnold made spectacular throws to Jalen Naylor, led to a field goal, closed out the game. But the touchdown to Jefferson, the touchdown to Naylor, all of that was because of what the Minnesota Vikings defense did. The assist came from the Minnesota Vikings defense. And you look at what they did to Brock Purdy. He had a good passer rating, 101.3, but he was never fully comfortable in that game. And how many of his 319 passing yards came on their final offensive possession where the Minnesota Vikings were giving up yards, but they didn't want to give up massive plays. So they allowed all the underneath crap. So Purdy finishes 28 for 36, 319 yards, almost 9 yards to throw, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But here's a big stat for you. The Vikings had 6 sacks against the very good offensive line that is the San Francisco 49ers. We even saw Trent Williams get beat a few times. The highest paid left tackle in the league. Patrick Jones, the second, I think is it the second, had, 3 sacks in this game? 4 sacks already through week 2? And he's not even on the field every single defensive play. He's a special player that comes on the field to rush the quarterback on passing plays. And the Minnesota Vikings defense were getting after Brock Purdy. And also, here's another thing to recognize in this game from the Vikings defense. Yeah, Brock Purdy was 28 for 36. But what stood out to me in this ball game is that even when he was completing passes on third down, they were tough completions. They were stressful completions. It's not like he found Deebo Samuel wide open down the field and Samuel could run for miles and miles and miles down the field. It was one of those situations where it was a contested catch, a tough throw, and as soon as they caught the ball, the Vikings defender tackled them immediately. There wasn't a situation where a guy broke a tackle and then all he had was daylight in front of him. The Vikings defense was sensational for the second straight week. And now they did it against a real offense. Because the Giants, you wonder, okay, how real of a performance was that? Daniel Jones isn't very good. But the 49ers offense, even without Christian McCaffrey, is legit. Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, Kittle, three very good, if not great, offensive weapons. And their running back, Jordan Mason, had another 100-yard day. So he's very good too. He's no joke back there at the running back position. That's the reason why they put Christian McCaffrey on IR, because they think they can make do without him for a little while. And the Minnesota Vikings defense steps up again. Again, it's a very unpredictable defense. You don't know when they're sending everybody. You don't know when they're going to drop back in coverage because they have talent defensively. They have guys back there that can shut the door. They have guys back there that can defend their wide receivers. And they have linebackers that can cover. Blake Cashman was huge throughout that game. So it's not a one-trip pony for the Minnesota Vikings defense this year. It's not you got to do this every single time. It's unpredictable. They've got balance. They can mix it up. And that's what's causing Daniel Jones and the Brock Purdys to struggle against them because they're not so predictable this year. The question is going to be, can Stephon Gilmore, who's 34 years old, and can Shaq Griffin hold up for most of the season? Because if they can't, then things are going to get tougher. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And thanks for making this podcast part of your day.